already off on an interesting start. Sorry about that. All right, there. I was gonna say that song for a surprise before we jump right into it, but you know it's fine. Whatever. Oh, I'm just go ahead and roll with it. Anywho, hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Velvet Twilight Candy Shop. I'm your host and the owner of this shop, Genevieve Mocha. I hope you're all doing well tonight, or morning, or midday, either one. I hope y'all are doing well. Today is the day that we finally get started on our art series that we've just done. Just done begun, is what I should say. We have a very today is the day when we start the art series. Last time when we did the art stream, it was just pretty much me just pretty much I was just messing around with it, doing my PNG work, which I'm still working on. I think today I just needed a rest from. I mean, for the first half of the day, I just pretty much like rested a little bit, since since today is indeed my day off, and I wanted to just rest for like that first half before jumping right into project work. But I'm all right now, so now I'm ready to get back on project work again. I mean, not in this stream, but tomorrow for sure I'll be back on project work for sure. So, but right now what we're doing is actually we're get going to have a little intro of our new art series, something that we can look forward to as a little timeline of things that of what I'm drawing for stream. Because like I said, we did the first one was just a bit of a testing. Now this is the real deal. And I have a nice lovely little intro to show you all. Well, right here. This project series is going to be called Project O.C. You already know where this is about to go. Let me just scooch myself down a little bit so you can see the whole thing, because I think I'm blocking everything else. There we go. You'll just see my head peeking out from underneath here. It looks kind of silly when I like this. All right. How about probably just right here. You can still see a little bit of the words. Alrighty. Hopefully you can see me from down here. Well, just a little bit. But I'll quickly go over the intro of this project. So, well, as I said before, welcome to Project O.C. Ever since I've opened up Velvet Twilight Candy Shop, I've had 8 individuals come to my shop quite frequently. They don't come in as one huge group. Each person would visit my shop at certain times of the day. When one of them does visit, they will share with me their daily life stories. I suppose my calm demeanor and a strange rabbit ears have made those customers assume that I was easy to talk to. Not that I'm complaining about that trait of mine. If anything, this has opened up many possibilities for observing human lifestyles. By listening to these individual stories, I've learned that a human life is just as complex as how they are created. Quite a complicated project I got myself into, and a project that I cannot wait to develop into all of its answers. So yes, I am going to introduce you all to 8 individuals. For this project, I'm going to introduce you to 8 individuals, aka my original characters that I'm going to be using for like lots of different like themes for like a little art for like little art projects here and there. But that's basically what the project is going to be about, and what this theme entails. Pull myself up. Where am I? There we go. Yeah, that is what the theme entails. I will I'll be introducing some 8 original characters, and I'll give you just a brief a little bit of backstory to them. But right now, I can't give you much details on them just yet because I haven't set up a format for them, sadly. So, but I can give you a general description of our first one. This person has been on my head for quite some time, and if anyone has been following my other account for art, for some of my art pieces that would occasionally drop there while I was busy revamping streaming, there was a certain character that I wanted to redo, and I actually finished redoing. So I think it's time that I show you guys a little hint on what this guy looks like. I'll give you a nice little headshot, if anything. So cha- let me just change the photo real quick because I'm trying to see if I still have it in my files because it has been a while. But I have. Oh, there he is. Found it. All right. So this is a glimpse of. Well, actually, it's not really much of a. Well, this is sort of kind of the beta version, but I've already have in mind what this what the hairstyle will really look like. But yeah, this is just like the beta of it. I've already made some readjustments to this character. I forgot to get my other sketchbook so I can remember what other extra details I did to it. But here's what he looks like. Client number 1. Oh, it's too big. There you go. This is what he looks like. This, again, mind you that this is the beta version of this person, but this is our first client that will be doing a couple of sketches and briefly telling you and telling you all about who this person is. This this man, his name is Duncan Keynes. He has a I can see he has a very long comb over on his hair, but I've been told that he was in a fire incident and hasn't told much since. Still looking into that matter, but yes, that's the reason for the comb over. And once again, this is just the beta of this person. But I will give you some more extra sketches of this person as for today's art stream while I talk about it as well. So let me just now I could go ahead and introduce you to the song for tonight's stream. All right, put this back on and there we go. Much better. Now let me make sure it's not too loud. No, I think it's good. Alrighty. Alright. Now it's time to boot up Clip Studio. Oh, wait! Before I boot it up, I'm gonna clear something off. I forgot I was still doing other stuff on this. Let me see. Alright. I found it. Alright. I'm gonna put this away right here. And then we're gonna open up this. I made the Clip Studio a little bit more bigger now. That means I can make myself a little smaller. There we go. right about here. Yeah, I made Clip Studio a little bit more bigger than before. And let's not forget... Oh. Let's not forget... Bunny Cam! My hands are back. Hello? Hello again. Wait. Hi. Probably make it a little smaller. Like, is it too small? Or... Probably like right here. Yeah, I believe this is good. Good. And now, while you guys listen to this very, very familiar song to most people, if not, this is the if it's your first time, this is pretty much like the 2 a.m. BGM song. But while you guys chill out to that, I'm gonna grab my sketchbook and get that, and make sure I get all the details for Duncan up to speed before we get started. So just give me a minute. Alright, I got it. Alrighty. Ugh. My silly butt decided to move my bag that I usually... Yeah, my silly butt decided to move my bag to the couch for some reason. But I got it now. I know I put some more sketches of him on a different book, but I might have moved it somewhere else. But anywho, we'll work with this one, and hopefully the memories will come back to me by then. Alright, so now that that's situated, let's go ahead and get started while we jam out to this. So, what we are looking at is an individual. It is a male individual with a burnt scar on his left side. Oh, I'm thinking of my left. No, his left. Oh, no, on his right eye, I believe. Let me just pull up another sub-view of this individual, so I can know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. I wonder what happened to the other sketchbook. We'll just go ahead and just start now. That's on it. So for starters, we're gonna just go ahead and we'll start something off with something simple. We'll just do another headshot of this man. Now, a thing I like to do when we do these headshots of people is that I would actually like to pull up a model from Clip Studio so we can make sure we get all its details in there. So I think we'll use this one right here as our model. There we go. Yeah, I think that's a good head size. Oh wait, let me just... There we go. And then we're just gonna move this object right over here. And make sure it's looking right at me. Oh. Does this look straight to you? We'll just start it one more time. I'd probably make it a little smaller. Move it right over here, turn it. I think this is fine right here, maybe? There you go. I think this is fine, right here. Oh, there you go. I got my keyboard too close. Set it right over here for a sec. So we'll just go ahead and lower the opacity. Alright, I think we can get started drawing on top of this. Let me make sure. I'm always checking on the streets to make sure everything is working fine. Let me turn down the music just a little bit. Alright. I think that'll do. Alright. Well, alright. Come on. There we go. So, I'm just gonna use the usual pencil that I got right here. And then we're gonna start with some eyes. This is just how I start with my... Aside from, like, drawing the head when I'm doing in pencil form, I usually like to start off with the eyes, because it defines what character this person is. So, size. Oh. Oh, I didn't change it to black. I was like, why is it so weird? Oh, okay, there we go. Maybe this needs to be a little bit smaller. We'll have... Ooh. I wonder if this is even... I'm looking at the model. I still think it's not really straight. Ooh. There you go. Press the... I always do this all the time, forgetting which button does which. There you go. Does this look straight to you? Probably. Nope, this is right scaling. Maybe it's just how it looks. It's a little better. Sorta. I don't know why, the more I look closer at it, the more it just looks funny to me, but maybe this time for sure I think it's fine now. So anyway, we're starting with the eyes. And I mean, you know, I probably there's probably a big symmetry line for it, so I don't have to do the other side. Makes the process a little bit more faster that way. There it is. There we go. Ah! There you go. Alrighty. Now I can get started. So for Duncan's eyes, they're a bit. He is an older gentleman, so too close. So they're quite narrow. Kind of like this kind of narrow-ish. To this narrowish eyes. Man, not too narrow. Using a bigger brush. What am I doing? Trying to erase something. There you go. You know, let me just lower the opacity for this model a little bit more. To 10. There we go. Turn it right here. If there's one thing, like I've gotten better. I like to believe that I gotten better at drawing girls, but all those times drawing girls left me getting a little too rusty on drawing guys. Because back then when I was active on art, I used to draw a bunch of guys because I wasn't good at it either. Oh, how the tables have turned. When I went to a bookstore not too long ago, I did bought a book for anatomy that I've been looking up on. So that's gonna help us in a long run. Well, that's gonna help me in a long run. I keep saying us, but well, if you guys are drawing along with me, then that's all right too. But yeah, I got this book up for anatomy, so it's gonna help me learn how to be better at on the physical attributes for guys and girls too. Yeah, it's fine. His brows are a little narrow because he's a bit of a... Duncan's a bit of a arrogant man. Not arrogant, but a little cocky. So... maybe a little bit more. Right here's the length. There we are. I'll have to think about how we're gonna do the nose. Alright, oh, but I think we can say we're good for the baseline. Oh, before we do the rest of the... Well, actually, no, we can do another layer. There we go. So, as I said earlier about Duncan's... Ooh, excuse me. As I said earlier about Duncan's... burn scar, surprisingly, thanks to the comb over, it covers up most of his burnt scar effect. But his burnt scar seems to have covered up, I believe it was this much of his face. I'm about to show you. Oh, let me pull back a little bit. Yeah. It covers up... Obviously, this part won't be there, but... yeah, about this much of his face right here. Showing up almost half of his face. And then a little bit goes over right here. If I were to hammer a guess, it would appear that he was burnt about well, I believe it would be between either 75 to 50 to 75 of his body is burnt. But somehow he manages to survive such an ordeal. I haven't ascertained how he got that scar. I was curious as to how he got that scar, but he hasn't told me much about his scar yet. Right now, he just simply enjoys the caramel chocolates that I usually get on sale. Everyone does love caramel chocolates these days. Alright, so this is pretty much where the burnt scars are at. Actually, no. This scar is a little bit over. Goes over right here for down his neck and down to his chest too. But that'll be for another time. But yes, this is where the scar is at the moment. I think it serves as a good like baseline to where most of his skin is at. So moving on, we'll go to his ears. Now, do recall that he does have piercings. One on his other, most of them on his left side, as opposed to his right. So let me just go ahead and open up that. There you go. Actually, I can do the earrings right now. Ugh. Doing details on the earrings is a little... can be rough. There you go. Yeah, might as well start all over. Probably make this a little bigger. Ah, this is an eraser. Actually, no, I don't like where it looks. I don't like the way it looks. There we go. And then it'll more than likely get covered up by the other piece of earring he has. Too big fat earring. I mean, eraser. There we go. There you go. And then I just had a feeling that the other side would just look so bad. There you go. Just gonna erase all that. And just leave these two there. Because honestly, that's actually where... Those are the only two piercings that he has on the other side, too. Since this side doesn't really... Well, actually... I think it's just this that shows, not really this side. Because the other piercing... Because due to the bird scar, he doesn't have much piercing on this other ear. Just one. There you go. We'll just add another layer. There you go. This is... Okay, now I know it's not actually not symmetrical, but whatever. Ooh. And finishing this a little bit. There we go. There we go. Ooh. Using all... There we are. I have to make this part smaller. trying to match. Nope, it's the same. Let me try to erase this part and make a new one. Yeah, I knew this model wasn't symmetrical. That's a good thing. It's just I'm just using it as a baseline. Gotta go closer. There you go. Now I can start on a different layer. And then I'm just gonna shape out the rest of his face. Try to remember which one was the flip. There we go. I was going to try to use this side of the face as opposed to the other side. Ooh. There we are. Oh, this is the scar. Let me just go ahead and erase this much, because I'm actually going to get rid of the model now. Like one last thing. There you go. Now I can get rid of the base model. But yeah, there's the base of the head. Now we can get to my favorite part, which is making making his hair. Go ahead and start a new layer, and you know what? Hold on. I think what I'm gonna do is combine this Yeah, I think I'll just combine this with the head. Make sure this is the right one. Oh, no. Okay, make sure I got... Wait, did I? What did I do? What's this one? I have no idea. It's just a random one that I made. I was trying to get this. There you go. Try this again. There we are. Maybe I should combine more, so at least it'll be a lot easier this way. So this is... Yeah, I think I'll just combine all three of them. Fuck, because forget it. And if I want to redo it, I'll just do it. I'll just do a brand new one. There you are. And then we're gonna lower the opacity for the head. Oh my goodness. Okay. For a second I thought the camera had froze on me, but no, we're good, we're good. Now. Now what Duncan has is actually... It does look like a comb over, but it's all made up of braids. Kind of like how I look like, where most of my head is full of braids, but not really. Like, it starts off with braids, but the rest of the hair is just like the rest of the head is like pretty much locks. So that's pretty much what Duncan has. The only difference is his head is filled with all braids, but the sides of his head has a little bit of a shape, has a bit of a shave that has a gradient that goes from black to gray. I believe that's what people use dye hair for. I didn't think that was possible, but quite an interesting hair fashion. But anyway, it looks like a bit like this. Let me make a second one. Second folder for the hair. It's gonna have even more layers on it. So this is where it starts, right here. Yeah, this is where it starts, and then this is where it... Alright, well that's where it stops, and then that's the rest of it. And then this right here is where all the braids are at. So, it goes into this interesting comb over. Where... I'm looking at my other sketchbook. And... Oh, now I remember. I wanted to get hide the ruler so I could do this part. Ah! Very sensitive. There we go. Starts from all the way up here and then... Actually, let me do it like this. Yeah, let me do it like this, so you know where the bangs start. Too long. Hit in his mouth. Though then again, when he comes... Then again, when he visits the store, some of the strands come loose and they fall right into his mouth. There we are. Have another strand right here. I think it was probably shorter up here. Hmm. Maybe it's that other side that's messing me up. There you go. And then I think I'll lower the eyes a little bit. There you go. So I can see what I'm doing. Actually, let me erase this and then do some work right here. So at least I know where the comb over starts. Oh yeah. Oh jeez. All right. Yeah, this is where the comb over starts. And then okay, I knew it was doing something wrong on this side. Ah! It's like an everyday occurrence with me. I always pressing all the wrong buttons. There we go. There we are. Yeah, there it is. There's the comb over. Hopefully I'll be able to find my old sketchbook just to be sure that this was the one that I was thinking of. Mm. There you go. Or no. There we are. Maybe I should fix this part now that I made it too thin. Or maybe I should just fix these so I can make it to a smaller ends. Alrighty. There we are. I thought maybe I could make a cutoff, but no. This one I can. Oh, jeez. Believe that's what the comb over looks like. I think a little bit of this, or oh, you know what? No, 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 no. Let me see. Or, you know, I could leave it like that. Alright, and down to this part, he has a bit of... He has some... He actually has a pretty short ponytail, but it's a nest... But it's like a thick nest full of even more braids. Well, actually, now that I think about it, it's actually... It's not really braids, but actually dreads. Like, he has a big nest of dreads. But it's in the ponytail. And they're quite long, too, so it's like... I believe it's like this big. Mm. I wonder if you could see my hands a little bit better. Let me try to move this up a little bit. I think it helps a little bit. Let me... Oh, jeez. I think I added just a few dreads sticking out. Mm. There you go. I think just those were the ones that stuck out. Oh, well, there's this too. Just a tiny little dread. But it's right behind the right behind the ear. There you are. Ooh. There you go. And I think I can show just a little bit of hair. Let me go ahead and bring back some of the other stuff. Just a little bit. Oh, you know what I can do? I'm gonna make a duplicate of this. Hide this. I'll make a duplicate of this. I'm gonna tile this one copies. I don't think I can fit it with the camera too. There we are. Just in case if I make a version for without the braids. There you go. That way I can erase some of the parts of the head off. Let me see. Okay, this one right here. What the heck? Too big. There you are. At least we can see the brows and the eyebrow and the eyes. Or maybe I should just erase that part. I do have another copy of it, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Maybe I should. Maybe the shade was a little higher than this. Because at a different angle... Oops. There we go. Then we can erase this part. Ah! God damn this thing. When you know you're starting mixing up the layers, that's when you start actually naming them. So let me see. Oh, I should have moved the nose to the face. Oh well. Ah. There you go. I believe that's basically what Duncan looks like. Now we can just do a little bit of just flat coloring. Not really a lot of coloring, just go ahead and do in the flat color. Go ahead and delete the sharp cut to model. I have no idea what this is. And then and the hair. There you go. So I mean, I gotta make another folder just to hold on to all this. There we are. And then the base. Colors. There. Ah! There we go. Now, I might make his skin a little darker. But let me see. Maybe just a tad darker. A little more. Too dark. Too... Let me try this. Not too ashy. Nope. You know, how about try... You know, let me try this. Actually. Yeah, yeah, perfect. I'm actually gonna use turnip color so I can... So I can make sure I get every corner of his face. Now just removing this part. Ooh. What? Actually, you know what? This is just a sketch. I'm not really going to... I'm not gonna really freak out about this part right here. So we got the skin. And now we just got... well, actually, we should do the eyes next. I always wanted to... I always try to get the eyes done first, but these days I find myself doing the skin first, then the eyes. And then his eyes are purple. And we're not going to do much details for the eyes either. But maybe I should make it just a tad bit darker. A little bit more vibrant, a little bit more darker. There we go. Now we can go back to the hair. Wait, let me... Eyes one. Once we get to this hair, I think what I'm gonna do is take a small break. Yeah, I'm actually gonna take a small break. I'm gonna make me some coffee. Because although I did the head sketch, I want to actually do two more sketches real quick. Showing off at least the upper half of his body, and then a random one. But before I ever do that, I want to just go ahead and give you guys a good layout of what else this man has. Actually, I think the next one I gotta do is the burnt scar on his face. Okay. Ooh. There you are. Maybe I should use this part. There we go. Color in a little bit of this. Ah, Jesus! Every time I do this. I guess I'll just draw it myself. Because I think the hair part is gonna get covered up. Cover up the rest of everything else too. now we can just get rid of the rest of this. All right. Now we can get to the hair part. Feels like it's the last one. Oh, that's right. This was the ear. I'll fix it. I'll fix it in just a sec. Oh, Jesus. Actually, let me make a second layer for this one, and then I'm just gonna use this. There we are. Let me just clear off some of this. Just get this airbrush in here. Yeah, there you are. Wait. There we are. Much better. Now let me finish the rest of his hair. Ooh. There we are. And then let me fix the ear real quick. Yeah, it should be right here where his ear is at. Hair 2. Yeah, these are just his earrings. And then the rest are just silver. There we are. There you are. I'll just go ahead and write it down too while I'm at it. Right at the bottom. Freaking stabilization. Slow. Turning it down a little bit more. Maybe just too thick. Look at me, just literally trying way too hard to write this man's name. There we are. Duncan Kane. Yep, this is exactly what he looks like. Tries his best to get rid of a scar, but not really much to avail. Now I think about it, he doesn't really try hard to hide his scar, just hold it for his face. So that he doesn't look too intimidating. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, my back. Alrighty. Now we're gonna do at least 2 more sketches. This time they're not gonna be actually colored like this one, but at least it'll just give you a little bit, it'll show a little bit more of what Duncan looks like as a person. But before that, I'm gonna make me some coffee. So I'll be right back. Let me just go ahead and scooch this over to the other side. What happened? There we go. Ah! There we go. Make a second folder for the second sketch, and then put down. Ah! There you go. Coffee break. Alrighty. I'll be right back. There we are. I'll be right back, my lovelies. Don't worry. I'm back, guys. Let me see if I can or nah, I'm gonna leave it like this. But I'm back, everybody. Ugh. While I was making me some new coffee, I actually found the other sketchbook that had more details on it. And looking on the one that I just drew, it's actually on the nose. Yeah, it's actually on the nose for... Yeah, it's actually on the nose, so I'm gonna... So, yay. I have the half view and the 1/4 degree view. So, and after looking at it, it actually is right. So, we're on a good track. Let me turn my camera back on now that I'm back. Come on, rabbit cam. There you go. Oh, I forgot my glove. Fudge. Okay. I'm gonna be stretching my legs for this. There we are. There we are. Got my glove back. Now we can start on the next sketch, where it's just be straight pencil sketches. Not really like the colored form, but just like straight pencils. Before that, let me just do something real quick. Ow. Alright. I think... also while I found my sketchbook and making coffee, someone was also one of my folks was texting me. I was just telling them hi earlier this morning, and they responded. I haven't heard from them for a while. So now that I'm finished with that, now we can get started on just regular sketches. And I think I know a good one. This one I actually did on paper, but I think I can do it right here, so y'all can see, like, so you can see a bit of his personality. Let me go ahead and just... Or maybe... Try and think of a pose. thinking. If there's one process that I'm not fond of is trying to think of a pose. Thinking. Still thinking. Okay, now I'm trying to look up a good male pose. Mm, I think I'll go with. Dang, I actually can't think of one, or can't find one either. I think I'll go with the one that I made drawn a few days ago. After all, I'll just need more extra. That'll just mean I need to think of an extra time before the next art stream, where we're actually gonna just do like a simple coloring of him. So I believe it went something like this. It's still like a front view, but make this a little bigger. Scoot this over. Yeah, his head would. Probably make it a little smaller. Made it too fat. It made it a little too big. Go a little closer. Gosh darn it, okay. Maybe the base I did is not really that great either. Ah! Just do it like this. Alright, and then maybe this will help a little bit. What if I did this? There you go. There we go. There we are. And then let me look at it from maybe the neck is a little too fat. I think it's a little too... Ah! There we go. I'm just gonna go on top so I can know. There's a reason why the heads look like this, so you're about to see real soon. Well, actually, let me do the face first. Go ahead and just do the eyes. Or go ahead and bust out the ruler for this one. Mine's actually it's actually right there, so maybe I should just. Yeah, let me actually just delete this. Put this right here. Ah, jeez. There you are. And then go a little closer. Actually, hold on. Make the eyes a little more narrow, like. There you go. Ooh. There we go. And then I'm gonna turn this off. Give it that little. Give it that little wicked smile. I wonder. Try something real quick. I want to test something. Actually, just erase this. Ah! Oh, jeez. Nah, probably if it was a perspective. In a different perspective. But boy, would that look wicked. But I think this much is fine. There we are. And then another one. Because I'm actually going to do this. Hide this. Hide this. Put this on top of this. Behold, the scariest, the scariest part of being an artist. Drawing hands. But don't worry. This one I actually practiced. Mm. Not gonna really show off the elbows, just this part right here. I might need to make the hand a little smaller. Ah, look at that, it's a little too big. There you go. And then I'm just gonna do the hair. Right. Oh, Jesus. There you go. Ah! Right here. Because when he's grabbing this, because when he's doing this, he's not actually grabbing his face. He's actually grabbing his hair locks. So those who do want to see, for those who he does want to terrify. The chances of people actually being scared of that is really like a bit it's really 50-50. These days people don't really care what you look like. And sadly that gets Duncan into a lot of trouble. There you go. Fudge! There we go. There we go. Ah, Jesus. There we are. All right. So apparently, when I was looking at the sketch from before, the braids actually starts right here too. So I'm just gonna put a little ruffles right here. Because when I was doing it earlier on the side, I was like, I think that was me just remembering where did the dread start, and apparently it was right here. There we go. When we get to start drawing into Duncan's more detailed art, we'll definitely, you'll start seeing that more. But right now, it's just gonna look like that. Well, actually, they look too tiny, so leave it like that for now. Right. And just go ahead and draw a scar again. Actually, quite different from when I made that as a like a little baseline for what is from what I've made for his... Use that for his baseline, huh? This is without help from Clip Studios model art. And one thing I want to do is... There you go. There you go. There we are. Oh, it's just actually hair. There. And I'm gonna do one more thing for this sketch. Oh, I didn't realize it's almost 12. Jesus. Alrighty. I wanted to do another one, but it's almost 12, so I gotta stop before... And it stops on its own. Well, actually, believe it or not, when I checked the last time, it didn't seem to have stopped. Let me see something. Yeah, when the last time I did this, when I stopped earlier before 12, it had... Yeah, it didn't went down that at midnight, so I might give myself just an extra 30. I'll just do a 30-minute sketch, or at least until I start seeing things get weird. So maybe I'll finish this and then do one more. I'll probably make a little chibi version of this guy. Well, first, before I do that, before any of that goes down, I'm gonna... actually do some... Ooh. Draw a little bit of his clothes. Actually, how about I do this? Actually... Mm. Actually. Dang, I'm doing... Ah. There you go. There you go. This is probably my lamest collar shirt I've ever drawn. It's a good thing this is a sketch, because if I was doing the real thing, I might have to actually look up to see if I'm drawing it right. There we are. That's it for now. There we are. Jesus. There we are. Alright. There we are. Not bad. Wait, this is supposed to be called Sketch 2. There we go. Not bad. Go ahead and make this a little smaller so I can have some room for the chibi. Alrighty. Go ahead, add a brand new one. Have another swig of coffee. Ugh. I feel alive again. Wait, actually, one more. Okay. Now I feel alive again. Alright. It's time to make a chibi! Nice little head. A little tiny body. I'll probably make it just like... Actually, like this, and then... Okay, now this one came to me. There you go. And then his arms would be crossed. Oh, wait. Sorry, I just need another swig of coffee. I got these chocolate flavored coffees. And they're actually not bad. Alright. There you go. I'm trying to go heavy detailed on it, but can't help it. Like, it's a bad habit when I'm trying to just do regular sketches. There we are. I might need to readjust this. Hmm. Go a little closer. Ah! That's not the eraser. There you go. Actually, it looks a lot better now. Oh! Not even hitting the eraser. There you are. There you go. Alrighty. Now, fortunately, I put this on top of the thingy, so I'll just have to... I'm actually gonna get rid of this, and then I'm gonna merge these two together. Actually, let me do it like this. There you go. I don't know why I always draw this side of the eye, but it helps me indicate where the face is gonna be at, anyways. Anyway, next layer. Oh, Jesus. Let's see. This will be a little. There you go. This is the ear, so I'm just gonna. There. Actually, no, this is the hair. There we are. Almost done. Now I just need to do his clothes a little bit. There. Hmm. Oh, it's the braids. Ugh, it's throwing me off. Gosh darn it. Get rid of this. There you go. Maybe I'll just make it to a simple shirt instead. Because I'm making this a little too hard for me. Let me try something. Oh! I was checking to see if I was saving. And apparently I wasn't. Remember to save your work, kids. There you go. Apparently I wasn't saving, so... Yeah, like I said, remember kids, always save your work. There you go. There you go. There you go. This is just his hand. He actually wears a short sleeve shirt. Sort of kind of short sleeve. There we go. Yeah, his little shoes. There you go. Now I can fix his head. And a little bit right here. Ah, Jesus. There you are. Wait, shoulder. I could actually check if I just do this. Let me see if I can fix this part right here. Alrighty. Ah. Fix this. There we are. I think as good as I can make it. Or maybe I should make the eyes a little bigger. Alrighty. Make this one just a little bigger too, since now that we're done. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put these guys as Scarface back. There you go. This one, and then I just gotta put it on a different layer for this one. And there's just a little bit of scarring right here, and then a little bit right here on his other arm as well. Alrighty, I believe this is it for Duncan Canes. My made it all the way to 12:32 without any problems. Oh, my back. Ah! I need the stretch. Oh, jeez. Ah! Oh. Oh, gosh. Ooh. We did pretty good tonight, my lovelies. Oh. We actually did very good. Oh, I needed to stretch that one. Jesus. Ah. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I gotta say, we actually did very good tonight. I'm actually quite happy that how this turned out. Oh. I had to stretch that. Oh, hold up. Okay. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm still stretching. Jeez, my arms! Got my back too. Jesus, I'm gonna be sleeping good tonight. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna be sleeping good tonight. But yes, I believe that's it for our little art stream today. Thank you all so much for watching today's stream. If you enjoy what I do and like what you see, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel, where we'll have more streams in the future and hopefully some future videos. And someday we'll even have some speed draws of some of these of Duncan and many more to come. He's just one of the clients, but there's still many more pictures that I have of him in store. So I hope you'll all look forward to that. So tomorrow we'll be back at it again with some more Final Fantasy XIV. We'll be doing some more Mog hunts, do a little bit of dailies here and there, and then actually, today's Wednesday, right? No, yesterday was Wednesday. Today is Thursday. So for Thursday we'll have more Final Fantasy XIV. On Friday we will return with some more Bayonetta. I'm gonna try my best this time. The last time we did it, we were just god awful. It was just god awful. But this time we're gonna redo I think we're on chapter 3. We're gonna redo chapter 3 and see where it goes off from there. And then I'll just keep at it for Saturday, and then when Sunday arrives, that's when I'll be taking my break. So that'll be what's left for the week. So I have no other announcements other than that. So once again, thank you so much for coming in tonight. Velvet Twilight is now closed. Have a lovely night, and please do come again. Bye bye. Bye bye, my lovelies. Bye.